Right, good morning everyone. So today we'll start with the next topic of fourth unit, that is database transaction model. Okay. So what is meant by database? So database means it is a collection of data. Okay. So whatever we do processing on the database is called as a transaction. Right. So if we go for ATM, what we are going to do? First thing is we are going to insert a card. Next, what you are going to do? You are going to specify the options that are present. So that means which operation we need to perform. And third thing is if it is a mini statement, you are going to just enter the you are going to click on the mini statement and then you are going to enter on the pin. That means for retrieving any type of data, you are going to perform the sequence of operation. So whatever the sequence of operations that are done on a database or something else, that is called as a transaction. Okay. So transaction means it is the execution of interrelated operations. So here this is not an interrelated operation, but if we take a bank statement, right? If we have two users A and B, and he has an account balance of some 10,000 and he has an account balance of some 50,000. Okay, and he wants to credit some amount to B, like some X amount. So what we need to do initially, we'll add this account into our mobile and we'll start transferring the data. That means two interrelated operations that are taking place simultaneously is called as a transaction. Okay. So whatever the operations we perform on the database is called as a database transaction models. Okay. So in order to work on this database, it needs to follow certain properties. Those are called as a ACID rules. So what are the ACID rules that are present here? So first one is A for A for atomicity, C for consistency, I for integrity and D for durability, right? So we shall discuss this one by one. So what is meant by A? That is atomicity. So atomicity means we are going to treat entire thing as a single atomic unit. That means it is as a single unit. Okay. So if we have two users A and B, okay. Now I want to already told you that he has an account balance of 50,000 and he wants to debit 5,000 and transfer it to B. Okay. So what happens is initially some transaction has failed. Okay. So what happens now? He got the amount that the amount has been debited, but here it's not credited. So what happens in the real case? We'll wait for some amount of time or for 1 to 2 days and then again we'll complain to the bank agents. So what they will do? They will completely roll back the transaction. That means whatever the money that was stuck in the network without crediting, that amount will be rolled back. That means this amount will be credited into A amount. Okay. So that means while in order to do this operation of rolling back, the entire two operations should be rolled back. So at the time of moving back the transactions, these particular two things should taken as a single unit. That is called as the atomicity. Okay. And next thing is consistency. Consistency means maintaining constraints. Okay. So if we take a checkbook, the minimum balance should be like some, if it is 5,000, we need to maintain that amount of 5,000. That means if we maintain the constraints on some imposed on a database, it is called as a consistency. Okay. And integrity. Integrity means, so what does integrity says is, here whatever the data is been, whatever the amount has been debited or credited, whatever the end amount, those should be equal to the sum. That means here it is 5,000 and here it will be 55,000. So if I sum up these two, it will be 60,000. Even before the transaction, it is also 60,000. That means how we are going to say that integrity is maintained. So before the transaction the sum of two total amounts, and after the transaction the sum of two total amounts is equal. That means those are, if they are correct, then we call it as a integrity constraint. And next one is durability. So durability, what is meant by durability? All the transactions that we specify, that we perform on the database should be durable. That means they should, once it is committed, the transaction can't be rolled back. Okay. So in order to perform, so here I have debited and credited the amounts if this transaction is completed. And again, if I want to credit the amount to A, again I need to start a transaction. But only thing here is this transaction can't be rolled back once the operation is performed. In order to do the another operation, a new transaction should be performed. So these are the ACID rules for a database. So first one is atomicity, consistency, integrity and durability. In atomicity, each entire transaction or separate transaction is treated as a single unit. And consistency means it needs to follow some specific constraints that are imposed on a database. And I for integrity. Integrity means whatever the data correctness should be available in the database. And durability means, so whatever the data we get, that should be very absolute and correct. So these are the ACID rules of a database. So by using this database transaction model, a new model was introduced which is called as the ADO.NET transaction model. So in this ADO.NET, it comes with a built-in library, base class library called Microsoft.NET. So what does this Microsoft.NET contains is, it is going to contain the software components of ADO.NET. Whereas in this ADO.NET, it has a data object called ActiveX data library. So what does this ActiveX data library contains is, it is used to access data perform operations on the data. Okay, so this ADO.NET model imposes ActiveX data objects. So what does this data objects contain is, whatever the transactions or whatever the modifications or operations that are done on a database, that means either accessing the data or performing operations on the data or modifying the data, whatever the things we need to do on the database, those particular objects are specified in this ADO.NET transaction model by using this ActiveX data objects. Okay, so it is going to contain three commands. One is begin transaction, commit and rollback. So begin transaction means, in order to begin a transaction, initially we need to have a connection object. So if you go for JDBC ODBC driver, initially what you need to do is, you need to create a object for the connection. So connection con equal to new connection of. So what does this statement specify? So you are going to open a new connection to the database. So in the same way, in order to begin a transaction, we need to first create a connection object. I have created an object called con. So by using this connection object, I need to create a pipe for that. So con dot open. So what does this con dot open specify? Open means it is going to create a path to access the database. So this is the command for that. So till now what we have done, we have created a connection and a path is established to access the database. That means whatever the data that is present in the database. And in next step, so here what we are going to do, we have opened the connection and we are going to do or perform certain operations on the database. And after this, what we need to do after doing some particular operations, so what we need to do is commit. So what does this commit specify? Commit means permanent saving of data is called as a commit. So by using this commit option, whatever the transaction that are done till now, those will get committed automatically. That means those will get saved automatically in the databases. and if at all, if any of the operation goes wrong, it needs to be rolled back to the, it needs to go back to the previous state. That is done by using this rollback command. So if rollback, so rollback means it moves to the previous commit point. So if we say like rollback to A, so what does this specify? Rollback to A means this A is a save point. That means it is a checkpoint. So it is going to specify that. So you move to certain previous state which has the save point of A. Okay, that is the use of this rollback command. If we simply say rollback, if we simply type rollback, it moves to the previous commit. If we say like rollback to A, it moves to the previous committed state of where the checkpoint A is. So these are the three commands in ADO.NET transaction model. With respect to this, if any of the exception is caught, if we catch an exception, it is done by using a exception class, which is the super class of all the exceptions. Okay. Catch of exception E. So what does is exception is? So what does it specify? If any error is thrown, this will be caught by this exception class, where exception is the super class of all the classes. And with respect to this, we have two other commands, that is auto commit. So generally, if we write this statement set auto commit equal to 1, so for every certain amount of steps, the transaction gets auto committed very easily. That means without performing any commit operation, it already gets committed and stored in the databases. Okay, so this is a usage of auto commit, and this is about the ADO.NET transaction model.